What if the single biggest obstacle you face isn't out in the world, but sitting inside your own mind? For decades, one man's philosophy has cut through the noise, pointing not to physical strength, but to a profound mental shift. This isn't about learning to fight others. It's about ending the war with yourself. The true essence of combat arts goes far beyond the physical. It means expressing your true nature without deception. And that is the most difficult challenge you will ever face. Here is your raw instinct, and here is your conscious control. Your life's work is to blend these two into a perfect harmony. The idea of being a star never resonated. That label is an illusion, something others place upon you. My own view? I see myself simply as a person. We all live under the same sky. We are one collective, merely expressing ourselves in different ways. This perspective was forged by a unique individual. From his earliest days, a fierce dedication to his craft was evident. He immersed himself in various disciplines, never accepting a single way as the only way. He developed his own method, a system built on adaptability, efficiency, and the purest form of self-expression. His core metaphor was not a rigid object, but something far more fluid. He would say, "Free your thoughts. Become undefined without a fixed shape, like air. Put air in a container, it fills the container. It can be a gentle breeze, or it can become a hurricane. Be like air. The greatest power often appears soft. Consider air. It is the most yielding element, yet it can erode mountains over time. You cannot strike it. You cannot injure it. Its strength is in its yielding nature, in its ability to adapt to any space or force it encounters. So, the ultimate goal is to express yourself truthfully. It is easy to perform, to put on a mask of arrogance and feel a temporary thrill. It is simple to deceive with flashy, impressive motions. But to be genuinely honest, to refuse to lie to your own soul while you express your being, that, my friend, is the real challenge. It sounds abstract, but it is the art of effortless action, or acting without strain. It is the fusion of two forces. On one side, your natural impulse. On the other, your disciplined control. Your mission is to unite them in balance. If you lean too far toward pure instinct, you become chaotic. If you lean too far into total control, you become a machine, no longer feeling. The goal is a perfect blend. So it is neither pure spontaneity nor rigid structure. The ideal is disciplined spontaneity, or spontaneous discipline. It is the balance of opposites. Even with his formidable skills, he stood against mindless aggression. He believed that if one must portray conflict, it should carry meaning, not exist for its own sake. So, what is the mindset when facing a challenge? There is no external enemy. Why? Because the separate sense of I vanishes. You are taught to pursue victory, but never taught how to accept a loss. Yet, to understand defeat, to truly learn the meaning of surrender, is to be set free from its fear. So when a new day dawns, you must let go of your striving mind and master the art of release. His abilities eventually captured global attention. He led in major cinematic works that broke new ground, cementing his legacy not just as a performer, but as a cultural icon. But his vision stretched past the screen. Through his work, he aimed to transcend divisions of culture and race, to build a bridge between worlds and unite people. When asked about his identity, he rejected narrow labels. He saw himself as part of the human family, where differences are just varied expressions of the same whole. He recalled his early days in a new country, working on a television project. Looking around, he saw authentic people and realized he was the only one not being genuine. He was collecting external methods, copying how others moved, without ever asking what his own authentic response would be. From that experience, he learned the critical lesson: always be yourself. Express yourself. Trust in who you are. Do not seek out someone else's successful identity and attempt to replicate it. He found himself caught between cultures, trying not to be too foreign in one place, and in another, being pressured to act as an exotic novelty. His approach to living demonstrated that philosophy is not separate from daily life. It is life itself. He was a meticulous documenter of his inner world, carrying a small notebook everywhere. He logged his daily training, counting every repetition, every movement. These pages were filled with his own handwriting, his personal reflections on his art and his existence, his personal beliefs evolved continuously. All knowledge, in the end, leads back to self-knowledge. People came to him not just to learn to defend themselves, but to learn how to express their inner state, be it frustration, resolve, or anything else through physical movement. In essence, they were paying him to be guided in the art of expressing the human spirit in a dynamic form. If you have no fixed style, if you simply present your honest self and ask how you can express that being completely, you will not create a rigid style. Style is a frozen result. True expression is a constant state of evolution. Beyond physical discipline, he used poetry to voice his deepest feelings: introspection, love, and a sense of oneness with the world. One line from his poetry remains: "I understood I would never find illumination unless, like a flame, I provided my own substance, burning from within." His physical journey ended far too soon. Yet, his influence has only grown with time. His lessons continue to guide countless seekers on their paths towards self-mastery and personal truth. We honor a truly transformative figure. He was more than a fighter. He was a perpetual student of his own nature, constantly tearing down falsehoods to reach the core of reality. He was convinced that the most significant conflict a person endures is with the boundaries of their own thinking. To him, true discipline meant conquering internal fears, uncertainties, and delays. He often stated, "Awareness is not sufficient. We must take steps. Desire is not sufficient. We must act." This simple, powerful idea captured his entire worldview. Existence rewards movement, not just thought. No matter the scale of your visions, they mean nothing until you enact them with decisive steps. He observed how people live for external validation, molding themselves to fit societal molds, forgetting their core identity. This pained him. He urged people to break from the craving to be impressive and instead connect with their internal truth. He was certain that genuine power is found in authenticity, not in being flawless. To him, hardship was not a barrier but an instructor. Life, he felt, constantly presents tests to see if we are ready to expand. One of his most powerful statements was, "Ignore your conditions. I build my own chances." This means your situation does not dictate your destiny, your boldness does. During his most intense training sessions, he pushed past mere physical limits. For him, this practice was spiritual. He believed that steady, daily effort, more than occasional bursts of passion, forges one's fate. He would say, "Enduring regularity triumphs over temporary fervor." A meaningful existence is constructed not in dramatic explosions, but in the quiet, persistent work. He also championed the elegance of simplicity. He saw complexity as an evasion, a way to avoid fundamental truths. He believed reality is inherently simple, but the human intellect endlessly tangles it. He repeated, "Simplicity unlocks genius." Removing the non-essential in action, in thinking, in living is what allows a person's true light to emerge. A central tenet of his was that limits are mental fabrications. When someone decides they cannot, they construct a prison from imagination. He taught, if you impose restrictions on every part of your life, they will seep into everything else. To him, shattering psychological walls was the prerequisite to breaking physical ones. His entire journey emphasized that life's purpose is not to mimic another, but to uncover your own deepest essence. He cautioned against blindly following others. In his words, do not search for another's accomplished persona to imitate. A method, an image, a reputation, these are all fixed forms. They confine a person. Real expression is fluid, always developing. He believed his art was a route to inner freedom, not violence. A method to comprehend the self through action, difficulty, and calm. His teaching was clear. Anxiety persists because we do not know our own depths. The more you understand yourself, the less power fear holds. In his final years, his reflections deepened, recognizing that the ultimate struggle is to remain faithful to your authentic self in a world that constantly pressures you to change. He saw that contentment comes from self-honesty, not from pretense. Though his time was short, his message echoes, be like air, move with existence, adjust, evolve, understand, and transform while always holding to your fundamental nature. He once said, "If you cherish your existence, do not squander your moments, for your moments are the fabric of your life." And perhaps that is the ultimate teaching he left us, that life is brief, delicate, and mysterious. So live it completely, live it with integrity, and express your true self without any fear.